Well, here we are. Time for your final assignment for this first unit. I know we're not done with Rear Window yet, but you'll need some time to watch an outside film, so we're going over it this weekend. I've shared the overview with you as a Google Doc, but I've also posted it on the bottom of the web page, so you can access it at either place. And you'll need to read it over. The basic overview is that you're creating an anatomy of a scene, similar to what we watched when the director of Prisoners talked about the critical choices he made in that scene between Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman's characters. You think of the film terminology that he used, but also his motivation behind that scene. You'll be analyzing a Hitchcock film and a critical scene from that film of your choosing. I have a list for you, but you should start to think of the films that have kind of piqued your interest from the interviews or things that we've discussed in class, and choose a film that you'd be interested in watching. I'm not going to read this verbatim. I'm going to assume that you're going to read it to give you an overview of what's expected, the requirements. I will tell you that I am scheduling a after-school screening on Tuesday. So for those of you who just need a place and time to get this done, maybe sports practice is a little bit later, we'll be watching either The Birds or North by Northwest. I'll let you choose. If you can't make the screening, here is a list of titles I suggest. I think these will give you the best cinema for analysis. So your first step will be to watch the film in its entirety. You will need to take notes, just as you did with Rear Window, of critical moments, the director's choices. Now that you have a good understanding of what Hitchcock's motivation is with cinema, you should take notes on that as well. I'll be checking in on your notes as we go along. Your analysis will be no longer than 5 minutes, so it needs to be pretty concise. You won't be able to touch on everything, every decision that Hitchcock makes in that scene, but you'll be able to get a good, solid analysis in. I have provided an outline for you to help you structure your analysis. I've even given you some sentence frames to help you construct a thesis. Yes, that's right, you need a thesis. You'll also need to bring in quotes from the reading and or interview that you will be watching with Dick Cavett. So this is just a suggested outline. Of course, you can always create your own. I've also included on the document the rubric for the assignment, so be sure that you read that over and check back in with it as you're constructing and writing your analysis to make sure you're hitting on all the points. I'm also going to direct you to the class website. Make sure that you read over what's coming up in the coming days so that you can plan your time accordingly. You'll notice that we drop on Tuesday, but I am holding the screening after school on Tuesday. In addition, we are finishing Rear Window this week. We'll have an in-class discussion on that. But you'll need to have watched your film and your clips, and chosen your clips, for Thursday's class, because we will be working with them in class. And don't be nervous about any of the technology, because we will be working on constructing the piece in class, but you'll need to follow along and make sure that you're keeping up with the deadlines to make sure that you can actually work on the project in class. I am going to share with you a brief clip of a student's piece from last year so you can hear the analysis that he did. It was very strong. But you'll notice he wasn't able to touch on everything in the scene. He chose a couple of key moments. The last part of your assignment, in addition to reading over the assignment, watching this video, is to fill out the Google form on the webpage and choose the film that you are watching. That is due on Monday along with your first journal assignment. Good luck, and I will see you on Monday.
Oh, only Saturday.
Deke, I'm still waiting for those Bloody Marys.
The diner scene is a very important scene in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Not only is the scene a key turning point in the plot at the beginning of the most serious bird attacks, but it also lets Hitchcock convey his ideas on a key theme in the film: fear.
Are you trying to say that all these That sounds impossible.
A main idea of Hitchcock's about filmmaking is that actors are far less important than production. In an interview with Cinema magazine, he even went as far as to say that actors are cattle, children they are. In this scene, Hitchcock relies on mise-en-scène and montage far more than acting to show the different ways that each of the characters react to their own and each other's fear.